Hi YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Lawrencia's Creative. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made this kiddies full frontal wig cap using my niece, my beautiful sweet niece, as a model today. So I first of all placed the cap on her hair so as to see where to sew. As you can see, it is already big, so I will bring it out. Then from the place I held, I will sew it down. The cap was big on her hair, but after this tutorial you will see how it will fit her hair very well. I'm trying to grab the place that I will be sewing down. The only thing I'm doing here is grabbing in between the middle of the cap, starting from the middle, then sewing it down. So guys, if you find this video helpful at the end, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And please stay tuned. I will be posting a video on how I use this cap to make a kid's braided wig. Just holding the middle of the cap and creating more space behind, I will now sew it by making it tight. Just keep watching my hands and you will see how I am doing it. I will not start from the front. I started at the middle of the cap, then held it like this and sewed it down till the end of the cap, to the place that there is the elastic band. I will also sew down that place so that it will be tight. Then later, now it depends on you, you can decide to cut it off or leave it like that till after braiding the hair. Then I now fit the hair on her hair to see if it really fitted her hair, and which it did, as you can see. Now I will use my concealer to mark her ear. This is the place I will start making the frontal. I will start sewing down the frontal, as in the lace I will use for the frontal. So you just mark out her ear side, and I'll now start placing the lace on the cap. I didn't sew the cap on her head. I used a mannequin so as not to wound her with your needle. So all I did was placing the net down on the mannequin head, just as you can see on the video. Then from the place I marked the concealer, that's her ear, I now pinned that place down. I pinned it down there because that's the place I will start sewing. Then I'll go ahead in pinning down the other side of the ear too, making it a little bit tight at the front. And as you can see, you see that I made the lace come out a little bit more than the cap. This will serve as the frontal side of the cap that you will cut off after everything, after ventilating and after braiding your hair. So I will now pin down the net on the cap, pinning it through the middle side by the side, and while pinning it down, I'll drag the I'll drag the lace a little bit so as not to have ruffles and pleats. So I will be dragging it little by little, then pinning it down. When I'm done with the other side, I'll now go back to the other side of the hair to do the same thing I did on the other side of the hair. So I'll keep pinning it down till I get to the middle. So please ignore the noise you're hearing on the background. It's my niece that is disturbing me. So after pinning it down, I'll now start sewing the cap to the net. But before that, I'll make sure that there is no place, and even though there will be place, it will be very small, and that will be handled while sewing the cap. Because when I'm sewing the cap, as you can see, I will be drawing the net. I will be trying to flatten the net with my hand so as not to get so many places, so that it will be smooth as possible. As you can see, this is the stitch I'll use for this hair. This is the stitch I normally use for all my frontal caps that I make. This kind of stitch helps the cap stay in place and also make it strong. And I forgot to tell you, I started from where I marked the concealer on her ear. So that is the place I started sewing down the cap, the lace on the cap. So that place now will serve as her ear, and which is also a mark for where I will sew down the elastic band that will be used for this braiding wig cap. Okay guys, I also have a tutorial, a detailed video on how to make a full frontal lace cap, which I'll drop on the description box below, so please check it out and also know how I make my wig cap. So I'm done sewing down the lace on the cap. I'll now cut off the excess lace at the back of the cap with a pair of scissors, and as you can see, I'm leaving about 1 inch of the lace behind so as not to affect the sewing that I did. Then after I will now cut off the cap under the net. I hope you understand what I mean here. The cap that was under the net that I sew, I'll cut it off. I won't be using that one. So after cutting it down, I'll now fit it on her head to know if it fits very well. So we are now done with the sewing of the cap. This is it. This is the inner side of the cap that I sewed down to make it fit on her head. So I'll now fit it on her head to know how it goes well. And for this cap, I will be using this cap to make a braided wig for kids. So if you want to see how I achieved that, please stay tuned to this channel. I will be uploading that video very soon. I will be uploading a video on that very soon. So please subscribe to my channel and hit on the notification bell. Goodbye.